Welcome back to Daytime Live. Right now we're joined by Blanca Mack, pioneer of the Blanca Movement 444 Financial Literacy International Tour. Welcome, Blanca. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Daytime Live family.
I love it. Hey, gorgeous. No, the great thing is you actually arrive on the island next week. And this is all a part of the tour, the international tour that you've been doing. So talk us through how it all started and what the tour and the movement are about.
Yes, so it started originally in 2017. And as you guys may know, the 444 album came out in 2017. We are a music-based organization because I believe that makes it very fun and intricate for the students to learn. So it's about connecting with the youth where they are. So we go to different states and to underserved schools and offer our services to them and teach them financial literacy. And upon doing all of these great things, I learned how valuable and how needed it is. And I just couldn't stop at one school. We had to keep touring. And that's how I ultimately became the Blanca Movement 444 Financial Literacy Global Tour. And we anticipate doing an international one as well. So we did have that big moment with the Goliaths, and that's what brings us here today.
Awesome stuff. So tell us, what does Jay-Z's Roc Nation have to do with this movement?
So we utilize the 444 album. It's very instrumental in how we teach, and we open up the conversation with our students with the Great Debate. So the Great Debate is they get to pick two artists that they love, and they get to determine if it's substance or if it's a vibe. So that is so fun for our young men to participate in, because if you think about it, a lot of young men are very shy. They let the girls talk. And sometimes at different schools, we get a classroom full of young men. So it's a great tool for us to have healthy dialogue about credit, entrepreneurship, education in its entirety. So they pick two artists and we determine if it's substance or vibe. And by the time we get to the end of the conversation, and we tally up the numbers, they learn that a lot of artists out there is a bunch of, vibes. It's not them. It's not something that's motivating them to start their own business and to boss up. So we talk to them in their language, and they love that exercise. And that's how instrumental the album is. And then we go more in depth and teach credit, because Jay-Z album talks about a number of subject matters and topics, but we highlight the ones that's instrumental to education. And we talk about buying property, especially in underserved communities. A lot of the Black and Brown community are renting and, on hardships, or they're just starting out to buy their first home. It just varies. But for the most part, that album was very inspirational, because Jay-Z talks about, instead of, you guys acting a fool and dying over the property that your mom's is renting, how about we boss up? How about we transition and reform ourselves, put on those suits, be the Black excellence that I know you can be, and let's buy the block instead of hanging on a block. I've done that for you. We've surpassed that thinking. So by him inspiring that within his artwork of music, I embodied it totally different. I embodied it just how it was said, but it goes over their head. So we got to run it back, say it again for them, and teach. So he may have said it as far as motivating them, but we needed someone to be the face to teach the educational piece. And that's where Blanca Movement come in. And we go ahead and connect in many ways to make it a win and a perfect marriage.
Got you.
All right, love that. So Blanca, when you come to Jamaica, you're going to do Montego Bay and Kingston. Have you chosen the schools yet? How are you going to execute it? Because it still sounds like something I'd want to come to and listen to. Could you talk us through those?
I'm going to keep you guys wondering just a tad bit, but I'm making a stop at Montego Bay High School for Girls. I love everything about the school. I'm a researcher in my real life, so I love to research, and I've been reading up on their story, how they started, how they were paying out of pocket just to have teachers teach the students, and they want to know more about financial literacy. And it was like the perfect opportunity. So I want to donate some books to that school and a few more other schools. And I definitely feel like it won't be my last time speaking with.
Oh, it looks like we lost her.
Well,
But that's really interesting though.
Because it's always a lot of you would listen to them. A lot of the successful people always talk about the fact that this is something that should be taught in schools, financial literacy from early. Why is it that is when you become an adult or you come out of school and you start to learn some of the principles? So let's start teaching it in schools. So I love that they're doing that.
And I kind of also like the way that they put artists together to determine whether or not
it's substance,
vibe or
right, or vibe.
Substance.
Love that.
So they get the artists the students to actually determine whether or not this is something that I can take from. I think we have her back now, so we can continue. Blanca, are you there?
Yes, I wanted to tell you, I think that this interview was so powerful that we just, knocked the internet down. I think that
is it. I agree. Tell me something though. Are there any success stories yet from the tour?
Yes, absolutely. So every student that I meet, they're very different in their own right. They come from different walks of life. But also, I love how Roc Nation has gotten behind us, and we've had a global meeting with them about doing 10 schools, 10 states. This is actually the tour ambiance here and the logo that we come up with to get that started. And then we'll talk about the next level after we accomplish 10 schools, 10 states. And we already have that in the works with them. And we are putting our heads together to see how we want to execute it. So ultimately, when we got to Roc Nation, we were globally recognized independently. And then the CEO and her team got together and put together a meeting for us. Ms. Desiree Perez, shout out to her, Ms. Tanya, Ms. Alonda, Ralph, everyone who was a part of that significant meeting, the students, the teachers. So when we take meetings, we bring everybody out. We had the teacher come, the students come. That is the success story, putting them on the map and making sure they get their just due and any opportunities that can come out of it, scholarships, internships. We talked about so many ways to help the students at Weston House. That's Jay-Z's alma mater in Brooklyn, New York, in which we're partnered with. And that is how we springboarded to Roc Nation. They heard of all of the great things we were doing with that school, and everyone who was a part of the experience, we brought some members to the tour in which you guys see up there into Roc Nation, and he loved it. And he's like, okay, we definitely want to do that. Send us everything you have, 10 schools, 10 states. So now we're working on a workshop with them at Weston House. G House is what they call it. They nickname it. So we're putting together a workshop with Roc Nation, and we're gonna knock it out the park. And it's an amalgamation, and we're together on this as one in unity.
Love that, Blanca. Right support you have there, and I'm so happy that you're bringing this to Jamaica so that we can support you. And as a matter of fact, we want to follow, see what's happening, stay connected. So social media options, how do we stay connected to Blanca Movement?
Yes, so we have our Instagram handle, which is Blanca Movement, BLONKA Movement. And we also have Book of Keys, which is, I'm the author of that book. That is very instrumental. That is our college readiness book. And a lot of people who I run across, sometimes we meet at the divine time and I'll autograph and donate on the spot. So I love meeting new people, especially with this tour. I get to meet so many beautiful minds, and it's all because of God first and foremost. And I definitely will be keeping you guys abreast of everything on this tour. I'm excited to be coming to Jamaica. I'm so excited.
Please do. Please do. Awesome. I can't wait for you to get to Kingston.
Yeah.
Carry the studio. Yeah. It was great talking to you, Blanca.
It was. Thank you very much for joining us. On that note, Daytime Live will be right back. When we come back, we have Vibe. Yeah? We'll soon forward.
Soon forward. Yeah.
Right now.